find them growing in the streets of Seville. Put them in the jam and they taste just swell. Oh, clementines, sweet as can be.
Hello everybody, hello children, welcome to this online field trip. I am Sam and today we're in Valencia, which is in the east of Spain. Now we're here to learn all about a yummy, soft citrus fruit that many of us will find in the bottom of our stockings on Christmas morning. I'm talking about yummy clementines. Now the reason why we're here in this part of Spain is this area sees long hours of sunshine, which is really important for clementines to go nice and juicy and sweet. Right now we're in the middle of one of our soft fruit groves here, and this is Bernardo, who is our guide for today and in charge. Hello Bernardo.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Pleasure.
The sunshine has come out for us as well.
Yes, beautiful.
So how long have you been growing clementines for?
We've been growing clementines in this orchard for about 10 years.
Wow, and so how many would you grow, say, for in a year?
I'd say around 4 million clementines. That is 20 full trucks of clements.
That is a lot of clementines. That's great. I think you're the perfect person to guide us today. Then you're our expert. Let's find out who we have taking part on today's online field trip. Let's go over to All Saints School to meet the children. Hello, Mrs. Webb's class.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Let's go over to Moorside Primary, where Mrs. Goodman's class is taking part. Hi, children. And let's go over to Mead School, where Mr. Locklier's class is taking part. Hi, children. And finally, let's go over to Birch Grove Primary now, where we have two classes taking part, Miss Wilson and Miss Jones's class. Hello, everybody. Fantastic. It's great to have you all watching and learning with us today. Let's find out from Bernardo first what we're going to find out today. So what will we find out in the fruit grove today, Bernardo?
We'll find out what clementines are, how we grow them, and how we take them from the orchard to your local store.
Fantastic. So we're going to see the whole process, aren't we? I think that the best place to start, though, children, is to find out a little bit more about where we are. Because as I said, we're in Valencia, which is in the east of Spain. So what's so special about Valencia that makes it so good for growing clementines, Bernardo?
It's mainly long hours of sunshine, very rich soil, and a good difference between day temperatures and night temperatures.
Wow, so it's a perfect balance.
Perfect.
So have you been growing, or has clementines been grown here for a long time?
Yeah, for quite a long time. From the mid-70s, they've been grown in Spain. The actual Clement Nules was discovered in 1953 in a town called Nules, which gives the Clement Nules its name.
Oh, fantastic. And do you grow any other kind of fruit here?
Yes, we grow oranges, tangerines, satsumas.
Oh, and so everything you've just said is from the same family of fruit?
Yes, all citrus fruit.
Citrus fruit. And we have some citrus fruit here. So would you talk us through the citrus fruit that we have in front of us?
Yeah. This is an orange, is the biggest one of them. And the ones with the navel here are seedless, all of them.
Great for juicing.
Yes, good for juicing. This is a tangerine, is the biggest of the mandarins. It's difficult to peel. And it has pips, but it's very rich. This is a satsuma, is the easiest one to peel, and it's seedless most of the times. And this is the clementine, what we're looking at today. It's easy to peel, has no pips most of the times, and is very, very sweet.
Fantastic. And so they all grow here in Spain, but you don't eat all of them here, do you? Despite us eating lots of them in the UK.
Yes, actually the satsuma is a very UK fruit. We don't eat them here.
Why would that be?
I think people would like in Spain better the clementine, which is sweeter, basically.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we're already learning lots from you, Bernardo. Thank you so much. I do know that our children have been learning about clementines in their classrooms already. So I think we should go over to All Saints School now, over in Barry, where Mrs. Webb's class have a few facts about clementines to dazzle you with, Bernardo. So what do we have there, Mrs. Webb?
Clementines are a type of mandarin which are among the nation's favourite fruit.
That's a really great fact. So clementines are a type of mandarin, which is one of the nation's favourite fruits.
Yes.
Fantastic fact. So good. You've obviously been learning lots All Saints School. I'm sure all the other classes have been learning as well. Well done. Time to learn a bit more now. This is our first video, and this is all about how clementines grow.
How do clementines grow? Clementines are a soft citrus fruit, a cross between a sweet orange and a mandarin. But no one is quite sure where they first came from. One theory is that they were created in the garden of a French monk in Algeria. But there's another theory that they came from China. Wherever they came from, today they are one of the most popular small soft citrus fruits. We eat 1.4 billion Spanish clementines in the UK every winter, perhaps because they are yummy, sweet and easy to peel. And some clementines don't even have any pips. Clementines need lots of sunshine and plenty of water to grow. So they grow in hot countries, such as Spain, usually near a river or a lake. The fruit grows on trees like these, in citrus orchards, in Valencia, Spain. The trees are evergreen, which means that they never lose their leaves. Clementine trees aren't usually grown from a seed. Instead, they are created by taking cuttings with buds from parent trees, which are grown in a plant nursery. When the time is right, the cuttings attach to an established plant in the orchards. It's very common for all kinds of fruit trees to be grown this way. It takes 3 or 4 years for a clementine tree to grow large enough to be able to produce fruit that can be eaten. In the spring, the mature trees blossom with lots of pretty flowers. The flowers are pollinated, and after they die, the fruit begins to form. To start with, the clementines are green, and you could eat them like this. But the longer they stay on the tree, with the warm sunshine and cool breezy nights, the more orange they look and the sweeter they taste. It takes up to 9 months for the fruit to be ripe and ready for harvest. In Spain, clementines are ready for picking from September to February, depending on the variety, and like all citrus fruits, they are harvested by hand. In this grove, they pick 10 tons of clementines every day. That's the same weight as 2 female African elephants. Next, the fruit is taken from the citrus orchards to the pack house. Then, the clementines are checked for quality on this machine. They are then carefully packaged into nets and then crates before being packed onto lorries. The chilled lorries take the crates of clementines from the pack house in Spain to the UK. The lorries keep the fruit at between 4 and 8 degrees Celsius to keep them fresh. It takes up to 3 days for them to reach the UK from the pack house in Spain, travelling through France and crossing the Channel on a ferry. They are then taken to stores across the country for you to buy and take home for a tasty, healthy snack.
So now you know more about how clementines grow. We've moved further into the orchard now because you can see we're surrounded by gorgeous clementines hanging off the tree. What a great video though, Bernardo. I learned so much. One of the amazing facts was I thought you could just plant a seed and then a tree would grow. You don't. It's quite hard work, isn't it? You have to graft a cutting onto a different root.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Well, what you actually do is take a cutting. This is not actual rootstock, but it would be something like this, and you separate the bark from the rest of a tree, and then you insert the cutting, and then you tape it all together. And say after 4 or 5 months, it will start growing and growing, and you'll be able to cut the rest of the rootstock. You can see the difference between the leaves in the rootstock and the actual variety that we grow in here.
That is amazing. So this is a completely separate tree to start with. It was
It
a
is.
separate thing. And why couldn't you just use the stalk that just comes out of there to grow clementines?
Yeah, the fruit, the rootstock bear is not edible, is sour fruit, so it's not meant to be eaten. And then on the other hand, the clementines, you can't grow them on the soil because they wouldn't grow. They're not compatible with the soils.
Wow, so it's a very, very clever process. So how long would it take from grafting a cutting onto the root to it being a tree to bearing fruit?
If they bring it from a nursery like this, it could take up to 7 years to have full production.
Wow, fantastic. So when then the fruits start, I mean, I found myself some lovely little baby fruits here. So we've got the tiniest little clementine there.
Yeah.
And then how long would it take from the tiny one to that one?
Yeah, but around 3 months you will get from here to here, and then in another 2 or 3 months to have the actual size.
Wow, and we've got plenty on this tree. So can we take a closer look?
Yes.
So how would you know that this is ready to be picked now?
Well, unlike one would think, is not the color what tells you the fruit is ready or not. You have to actually taste it. It might be green and it could be absolutely fine inside, and it might be deep orange and not be ready.
Oh,
so
wow.
basically, you need to cut quite a few in a tree, taste them, and make sure they're okay.
Oh, I thought if they were orange, that would be the indication. Oh, clever things. So would you just pull them off the tree when they're ready?
No, I think if you do that, what will happen is you'll damage the fruit. You actually need clippers in order to harvest it and not damage it, so it gets to the supermarket in perfect condition.
Okay, yeah, I would just pull it off like that because I'm a bull in a china shop and I would probably damage it.
Yeah.
Although I probably would eat it straight away as well. Now I can hear lots of clipping going on in the background, so we have some cutters behind us.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. So it's a hands-on job. So you have cutters coming along, taking all of the clementines off.
All the picking in citrus is done by people. Yeah.
Okay. So how long would it take to harvest the whole crop of clementines in this orchard then?
Yeah, between a month and a half, 2 months, it will all be harvested by a crew of 12, 15 people.
Great. So it's just a matter of using the clippers and then popping it into a basket and then sending the baskets off. So how many clementines would you get in this orchard?
Around 4 million. Again, 20 full trucks. Yeah, that's a lot of clementines.
That is, but as we said, we do like them in the UK, so we're really glad that you go to all this trouble, Bernardo. Okay, I'm asking you lots of questions. I have a feeling that our schools will have some questions, so are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go over to All Saints School. Again, Mrs. Webb's class, do you have any questions for Bernardo?
What is the best temperature to grow clementines?
That's a really good question. What is the best temperature to grow a clementine, Bernardo?
Yeah, it needs to be frost-free area, so it can't be below 0. It needs to be between 5 at night, the lowest, and around 25 during the day. That's the best temperature to grow clementines.
Okay, so not in the UK.
No,
There's plenty
I'm
of frost
afraid
over
not.
there at the moment. Great question. Let's get another question.
Do clementines only grow in Spain?
Really good question. Do clementines only grow in Spain?
Oh no, they grow all around the world. South Africa, Argentina, Uruguay, Spain, Morocco.
All the nice warm countries that are usually really nice to go on a nice warm summer holiday or a
Yes.
nice holiday. Great questions. Let's go to Moorside Primary now. Does Mrs. Goodman's class have any questions for Bernardo?
Is there one citrus fruit that is more healthy than another?
That's a really good question. Is there one citrus fruit that's more healthier for you than another, than any other?
Yeah, it is said that clementines and oranges have more vitamin C than the rest.
Oh, fantastic. But generally, all citrus fruit are good.
All of them are good for you.
Yes. Okay, great question. Let's get another question from Moorside Primary.
Is pure fruit juice just as healthy as a piece of fruit?
That's a really good question. I'd like to know the answer to this one. Is pure fruit juice healthier for you than a piece of fruit, Bernardo?
I'd say in general they are very similar. However, if you eat the whole clementine, you'll get the fibre that you don't get when you juice it.
Right, okay. But once again, juice or the piece of fruit is going to be healthy,
Yes.
isn't it? So, great questions, children. We're going to be going over to the Mead School and Birch Grove School soon for questions for Bernardo, so have them ready. But in the meantime, let's watch another video now. And we've already worked out that it's important to have some lovely sunshine to make sure that these clementines grow nice and sweet and juicy. But let's find out why.
How the sunshine helps fruit grow. Citrus fruits, such as clementines, are very hard to grow in the UK because they need lots and lots of sunshine, at least 5 hours each day. So why is sunshine so important for fruit? Every plant needs light from the sun to get the energy it needs to grow. This happens through a process called photosynthesis. All plants need 3 things for photosynthesis: carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. The plant takes in carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. The sun shines onto the leaves of the plant. Inside, tiny parts of the leaf called chloroplasts use the energy from the sunlight to change the water and carbon dioxide into the food it needs to grow. So on a clementine tree, the sunshine helps all these glossy green leaves make the food it needs to keep growing strong and making lovely juicy clementines for us to eat. But that's not the only way that the sunshine helps the clementine tree. Because sunshine is also very important for making the fruit taste sweet. The more sunshine the clementine tree has, and the longer the fruit are on the tree in the sunshine, the more sugar will be in the juice of the fruit. That's why these fields in Spain are full of clementine trees, and lots of other fruit trees too, because in this part of Spain, they have more than 2,600 hours of sunshine every year.
Welcome back. Well, we hope you've enjoyed learning more about why sunshine is so important for clementines to grow, just like we like them, nice and sweet and juicy. Okay, it's time for some more questions for Bernardo now. So let's go over to the Mead School. They're in Tunbridge Wells. And Mr. Locklear, do you have any questions for Bernardo?
My question is there any orange which has edible skin?
What a really good question. Are there any oranges where you can eat the skin, that have edible skin?
Well, in fact there are. The Seville oranges, the one they use for marmalade, if you cook them, you can eat them.
Oh, fantastic. Do you have to cook them? You can't just eat them
No,
without?
not raw.
Okay. Let's go back over to the Mead School for another question.
My question is, how big is the average orange farm?
That's a really good question. So how big is the average orange farm?
Well, the average orange farm is around, in this area in Valencia, is around a hectare. A hectare is equivalent to a football pitch.
Oh, wow, so that's not that big at all, really,
No,
is
it's
it?
not that big. This one is a bit different. This is 20 hectares.
Oh, yes.
This farm.
This is very big. Everywhere
Yeah.
you look here, children, you can just see trees full of clementines. It's very beautiful indeed. Great questions. Let's go over to Birch Grove Primary now. They're over in South Wales, and we have Miss Wilson and Miss Jones's class taking part today. So do we have any questions, children?
Do clementines grow to a maximum size, and are bigger clementines sweeter?
That's a really, really good question. So do clementines grow to a big size or to a certain size, and are the bigger ones sweeter?
No, they will grow never bigger than an orange or a tangerine. This is the biggest they will get. And in general, the biggest is not the better in clementines. Usually they are juicier if they're a bit smaller.
Oh, so more compact. You get a
Yes.
more compact, juicy fruit. Fantastic. Okay, let's go back over to Birch Grove. Do we have another question?
How did the first clementine grow, and why is it called a clementine?
That's a really interesting question. So how did the first clementine grow, and why is it called a clementine? Great question.
Wow, that's a good question.
Yes.
Yeah, the first clementines, they found them in Argelia, and the guy who found them was called Clemente. Therefore, he named it after himself, Clementina.
fantastic. I think that's the bonus, isn't it? Or the plus point of finding something
yes.
or inventing something. You can name it after yourself.
Exactly.
Really great questions today, children. You really challenged your knowledge, didn't they, Bernardo?
They did.
Your brain's probably aching now, isn't it? Now, when I think of clementines, I think of Christmas, getting a clementine in the bottom of my Christmas stocking or eating it all around the winter. Is it a Christmas fruit for Spain?
Yeah, clementines in Spain are very popular in Christmas and in winter. But in summer, we don't eat any citrus, unlike you guys that eat all year round.
Oh, wow. Okay, so do you eat more sort of kind of summer fruit then?
Yes, we eat summer fruit, stone fruit, watermelons, things like that in summer.
Oh, wow. Okay, I think it's time we take a closer look now at clementines. Let's take a look at the different parts. Children, you'll have some clementines in your classroom, so this is a perfect time to take a closer look at the segments and maybe taste some as well. I'm dying to taste some of these. So what do we have here, Bernardo?
Okay, the rind of the clementine obviously will protect the clementine from the weather, the rain, the sun, and yeah, they are very easy to peel. Inside you'll find between 8 and 12 segments.
Okay. And generally there are no pips in there.
In clementines, yeah, most of the times there aren't any.
You might find an odd one. Can I try a little bit, Bernardo?
Yes, go ahead.
Lovely, thank you. Oh.
I'll try one myself.
They are so good. Did you enjoy yours, children? They're so good. Shouldn't really eat with my mouth full, should I? We've come to the end of this online field trip pretty much. We've just got time to find out what you have learned. So let's go over to All Saints School over in Barry, where Mrs. Webb's class has been taking part. What have you learned, children?
We have learned that clementines need at least 5 hours of sunshine a day to grow.
Fantastic. So they've learned that clementines need at least 5 hours of sunshine a day to grow.
Yeah, very good.
Lovely. What a great fact they've learned. OK, let's go to Moorside Primary in Manchester, where Mrs. Goodman's class took part today.
Clementines are a citrus fruit.
Great. So clementines are a citrus fruit.
Yes.
Fantastic. Great fact. Let's go over to Mead School in Tunbridge Wells, where Mr. Lockley's class has been taking part today.
I've been too busy eating. I concentrated hard and found the football pitch fact appealing.
Oh, fantastic. So they found the football pitch fact appealing. Obviously football fans over there.
Yeah.
Let's go to Birchgrove Primary now in South Wales, where we had Miss Wilson and Mrs. Jones' class taking part today.
We've learned the more sunshine, the sweeter the orange can get. The clementine.
That's a really good fact that I've learned today. So the more the sunshine, the sweeter the orange can get.
Definitely.
Well done. And I guess tastier as well.
Yes.
Much tastier as well. And of course, they're not just a tasty fruit, they are good for you as well, clementines, children. So just a couple of these. Clementines act as one of your 5 a day. They're also a good source of vitamin C, which is good for your immune system and also good for healthy teeth, healthy bones and healthy gums as well. So I think the moral of the story is to make sure you have a clementine quite often. I think I'm going to have one in a moment. Final question for you, Bernardo. What's your favourite thing about being a clementine farmer?
Well, knowing that we grow something that everybody loves and they are very good for you as well.
Very, very tasty, as we said. OK, thank you so much, children, for taking part. Don't forget, if you'd like to take part in a farm to fork field trip, then you can do just that. Everything you need is on the website. You just need to sign up and you can have lots of fun, just like the children that you can see on the screen right now. It really is lots of fun. But from myself and from Bernardo, in the sunshine in Valencia, it's a goodbye. Goodbye, All Saints School. Goodbye, Moorside Primary. Goodbye, the Mead School. And goodbye, Birchgrove Primary in South Wales.